Alright, number 4. Factor completely x to the third minus 4x minus x minus 4. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to, how did I do this? Let's see. What do you think you should do? Haha. I see x, x, and x. So I'm going to factor the x out of these three terms. And I can do that by saying x times x squared minus 4x minus 1 plus 4, okay? And if I want to continue to factor that, I could say equals 0. So what I want to do now is take this 4 and move it over here. And you'll see why in a minute. So x times x squared minus 4x minus 1 equals negative 4. Now, the associative property says that this is going to equal negative 4, and this whole thing is going to equal negative 4. So this x and this whole term are going to equal negative 4. So I'm going to start with the first one, x equals negative 4. That's our first factor. The other part, x squared minus 4x minus 1 equals negative 4. Now I have to factor this thing, and I'm going to do that by putting this 4 back over to the left. So now I have x squared minus 4x minus 1 plus 4 is plus 3 equals 0. Now I factor this, which is x, x. The signs are the same, right? Signs are the same, and they're both negative. And then the last part is the factors of 3 are 3 and 1, and that works out really well for us. So this is x squared, FOIL, first x squared, outers minus 1x, inners minus 3x, which will give us the negative 4x, and the lasts, minus 3 times minus 1 is positive 3. So now I'm still here, so x minus 3 equals 0, and x minus 1 equals 0. Okay, and let's just pretend that I did that properly, and back to the writing, x minus 1. Alright, so now this becomes x equals 3, x equals 1. There's our other two answers. So x equals negative 4, 1, and 3. There's your answer. The trick here is to factor out the x and make sure you leave that plus 4 in there. You get a factor here with x equals negative 4, and then you have to solve the second one by setting it also to equal to negative 4. Then you set it to 0, moving that 4 over here, gets you the 3. Now you have a trinomial that we can factor, x minus 3, x minus 1, and then finally getting to our factors of x equals 3 and x equals 1. Okay? That's a tricky one. It's 2 parts, so you just have to be aware of that. Alright? Good luck.